Hi everyone. Now, this is my day on the River Doon. It's a Friday. The beat I'm on is called Doon Side, and I'm just heading down to basically the main pool. It's basically a dam pool. I don't have a lot of time. 2 or 3 hours I could mess about, so I may go up the river a wee bit just to see how things are. We had a wee drop of water probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. I haven't seen the river since, but I mean I wasn't fishing. I don't fish till a Friday, can't get on till a Friday, so I've got to take what comes. The chances are I'll be back down, but there has been 1 or 2 fish caught, so hopefully there's some fresh fish around, so we'll see how it goes. Well, that's the first sign of the river, so it looks okay. There's more water there than there was the last time, so that's actually ideal. Well, it's ideal if there's fish there anyway. Anyway, it's great to be out. It's always good to get on the water no matter what the conditions are like. And what I've got here today, I've got my light spey. This one's, this is a Cadence. This is a micro spey. It's 11 foot 378. So it's nice when the water's low. It's a lovely wee rod, nice light rod, and it's obviously with the water height perfect for the conditions. So we'll see. We'll cross our fingers. We'll see how we go. Oh dear. Got somebody's glasses. What happens? Oh, they're just the magnifying glasses. Reading the. They actually look like mine. So there. I'll leave them on the chair for somebody. I'll set them on the fence. Somebody will see them. So anyway, we'll get set up and ready to go. Now I've got my rod partly set up anyway. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to put a dropper on, which is for salmon fishing. Not many do. I've fished the dropper lots over the years, and it can be very productive, especially when we've got fresh fish. If there's any around, they love chasing the fly near the top. Now I'm using 10-pound just Maxima, this which is brown Maxima, or chameleon it's called. Use whatever nylon you have. Now what I've got here is I'm going to form the dropper coming from the fly line. So I've attached the nylon to the fly line. That's the dropper's going to be formed. So I've got about 12-foot leader. I'm going to form the dropper. Now what I do is just cross, I don't know if you can see this, cross them over. On the bottom side is going to be the dropper forming, meaning I'm going to go around 45 times. I'm going to go through the back. I don't want a long dropper, I'd rather replace it. Now that was away from me. Now this small tail end I'm going to wind towards myself. Now that dropper went through the back, same number. This time I'm going through the front. I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully you can. And then I'm going to bring them together slightly. You can see it there. Obviously moisten, pull it in, and then really tighten up. And there we are. And that's basically a dropper form. Now the reason I form the dropper coming from the fly line is if my tail fly catches up and say I hooked in the dropper, obviously fish is jumping around, tail fly catches up, which can happen, hopefully you'll be left with your fish, and that's because I've did that over the years. It's paid off, put it that way, so it's certainly worth doing. So anyway, I'll select some flies. Now, I don't even see this, but I've actually 2 flies. On the point, I've got the Dorish shrimp, and the dropper I've got a small Monroe. So there's the 2 flies. One's a size 12, the other one's a size 10, so quite small, but they're good flies for this type of water it is. So we're going to give these a cast and we'll see how we got on. Make sure I'm right up in the head of up at the top of the pool. A wee tart with a trout there. I'm fishing really light, I don't need to fish along. It's not a big river, the River Doon. And I'm just going to quickly run through this wee run. It's shaded nice. Sun's just at the top of the trees. So I'll not spend too much time here. It's not a great piece of water this, but years ago we used to have a lot of sea trout. It would be one of the first places it would be. From me here it's a bit windy. Anyway, don't mind the wind. And all I'm doing is just fishing, obviously you can see, cross, to re-mend. You can mend, or just don't mend, depending on how fast you want your fly to travel. It's up to yourself. I'm letting if a fish does take, I'll let it straight from the reel so that it hook yourself, it allows them to turn. You can use a wee loop of fly line and go from there, but we're motor on down. We're not going to spend, as I say, too much time. I've actually seen 1 or 2 trout rising, so no trout rod with me, but anyway, wind's blowing right up into my face, so I've got to keep the line quite low or it's going to blow back. So just step across as I go down the pool. I just fished there's a boulder there, to that point there. Any wee grouse could be lying in there. I'm not sure, usually I look for the tide. This bait's not far from the tide, so a fish can be up here quite quick. Just fresh run fish, and a good wind is, I like if there's a good wind and blowing into the river, towards the river, it certainly encourages the fish up. When a time I've got fish just off the tide. I say I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time here. Oh, it looks good. Anyway, we'll just motor down to the main part of the pool with our cast here, and then we'll mosey on down, as I say, just before that stone there. And it's not deep there, I can see some at the bottom. Okay, this is the main run. It goes right round there. It's basically run towards the dam. The wind's decided to come another direction. The think. Yeah, so anyway, we're just main runs, I say, just below. Not seen any fish, any sign of a fish. That doesn't mean there's none. So I'll just see what we're way down. Yeah, there's maybe 2 or 3 inches on the river. Oops, the wind keeps catching my line. It's blowing upstream, the wind mainly. So basically catching my flies and getting them further up. I'll try and keep the line quite low. I mean, like, the flies come right in, the fish will chase them. I mean, it's not deep here, but I still like to work my way into the pool. Quite amazed at how many leaves are on the water this time of the year. Usually it's not too bad. It always pays to check the flies every so often. You've really got to see, make sure they're sitting there right, there's nothing caught up. There's a wee bit of weed on the point flies, so just check the tails right. Like that. And back out. I say there's a lot of leaf coming down. Shows you how strong the wind is. Put that wee bush over there. Too close. Ooh. Just the wind's catching the flies and taking them onto the banking. Normally I like fishing a wee copper tube, which wee red devil or something. I'll do that. I'll show you these flies first. Then I'll fish a red devil, see if there's anybody there. But I filmed the dirty shrimp this morning, so I thought I'll give it a go and I'll fish it now with a dropper. On to a good area here, just when you find a seat, there's always, it's a good lie. I'll try to keep the rod low, the fly line low as well, so a wee bit of cloud there, perfect. starting to slow down a bit now, this part of the pool. This is where you start to either fish it always slow, fast, just don't mend, just allow the river to take the fly line round. Let it swing out at its own pace. Check the flies. Always check the flies. Check the knots, the wind knots or anything on it. If it's good. Too high there. Really watch for these hanging branches, or the river hanging branches. They're good to have in the water, but they're very careful you don't catch them. Just get it below it a wee bit, especially with this wind. Still not seen a fish, so there will be one there. One or two anyway, I would expect, this time of the year. So just allow the fly line to sweep out. Allow the flies to settle. I don't think it's a bad day for fishing. Actually quite like a windy day. Sometimes it makes the fish a wee bit more active. The wind's coming from behind me now. I just don't know where to come from. Really got to be safe, watch yourself, wind like this. This rod's got quite a middle to tip action. It's got action, put it that way, it's not stiff. It's very easy to get a cast. To load the rod with a short cast, and it wants to go. Set the flies. Casting across and then induce a take, and especially in this slack of water. The wind's quieting down for a second. Well, still no sign of any fish around. Which, in this pool here, you know, most times you see a fish. Sometimes it takes actually to fish through a pool and suddenly you see fish moving. That can happen quite regular. But a fly can disturb a fish going over it. Or just it's disturbing it it made it interested. It's interested in the fly. Which is a good sign sometimes. Just letting the fly settle a wee bit and then I'm going to pull. Putting the rod quite low. And if a fish does take, basically it just tightens up. That's what it does. We had a nice fish here last year doing it. Just like this bit here. And then fish one, just normal. Just allow it to come round. See, the river Doon's not a big water, it's just a wee river. It's 21 miles long. It starts from the Galloway Hills, top end, Loch Doon, and then just through Loch Doon. And then it obviously works its way down here. Yeah, I used to gilly on here cover up. On a beat called Smiston or Smeaston, depending where you're from. You would say Smeaston, but it was Smiston. We're going to spell it, that's what it came out. It's a good wee beat. It's got a lot of nice water on it. And there'll be fish up there now. The main, there was fish running at the beginning of the week because it was the first water we've had in a long time. It's been really dry. But the River Doon doesn't drop below a certain level because it's compensated from Loch Doon. But the fish still need water to come up. So what I'll do is I'll fish through the pool, fish the next one below, and then I'll come back up to where I started and I'll fish a 1/2 inch copper tube, a wee red devil, and if there's anything there, normally that usually gets them going, the red devil. Okay, now I've come down to the tail end of the pool which is fished. This is it's quite a nice wee pool. It's got this neck at the top, and so I'm going to be fishing. Oh, a wee trout took it. A wee trout in there. I'm just going to hang the flies right in the net, and basically I'm not going to cast, I'm just going to lengthen my line. So and then just bend across. I've actually caught a leaf there. It's the only problem. The wind I've got today is blowing a lot of leaves away into the water. So the dropper's been a pain because of that, but I'll keep it on. I'll just persevere just now. So I'm going to be fishing a small copper tube. So once we finish this pool, when I go back up, it's supposed to be raining today, but it was really nice, bright weather, bright sunshine, so I was hoping a bit duller than this, but we'll just carry on. I'm here, it's good to get out, and all I'm doing is hanging these flies every so often, just bounce the tip of the rod, put a bit more life into your fly. I'm just letting it fish takes it straight from the reel, so I've got the drag set to suit. Not too tight, not too slack. You see, all I'm going to do is lengthen the line so that I'm fishing this neck here, just covering it, and just a wee mend across and let it swing over. I'm basically just hanging the flies, so it makes sense. I'll start casting once I come down a bit. Lift the rod and drop the flies back. You can mend it across. Just a wee mend, I'll take it straight over. As I say, the water was better. Wednesday was a good day, but obviously I'm on the Friday. A friend of mine had caught one fish and lost two, so it's just your luck, the way things go, especially if you're only a day a week. Just a couple of feet at a time, just let some line out. And lift the rod. Slightly drop it back. Tap the tip of the rod. You get a lot of movement in your fly. If there's a fish line there, you want to try and encourage it to have a go. When you get a fish in a run like this, when you're just hanging the fly, the taits can be quite solid, so you're maybe ready to get a wee fright when you get that hard pull. And trout there. I could have brought the trout rod with me, but we're right in the middle of the salmon season. The best. When the weather was really dry right through July, even in June was very dry, so this is the first water we've actually had this season for the salmon anyway. Just came off the back of this stone. This is where I expect a fish to be lying. Through the line well over. This is where I'll probably start the cast. Just the other side of that stone. There. The wind caught my cast there, big time. Force your fly down and into that wind. It's windy. It's a nice wee run, this. Now, this is the tube I'm going to be fishing. It's just a wee 1/4 inch red devil. This is probably equivalent to a size 12 fly. I'm using a treble, but this is a barbless treble, so it's quite easy to remove. So tell you what, just I use a tuck blood knot. Just trim the tail, tighten the knot up. And there, I've got, the leader length is not very long, it's only 9-10 foot I think. It's about 9 foot. I'm not going to work with the wind being so, I mean it's not a big river, so I'm just keeping the short leader length. There we are, the red devil, nice wee fly, so we're going to give it a go. Catching wee frogs. There he is. Put him back. Just. Well, all I'm going to do is just. Not going to go too far up. Then I'm just concentrating this corner here. And just. I think the length is just about 10 foot, so it's not too long. So the wee copper tube gets down a wee bit. So anyway, I'll give this a go. Start just above this stone. There. Conditions are really rough right when it comes to the wind anyway. Get a length of cast we're comfortable with. Ooh. Didn't feel as windy when I left the home. So anyway, the wee copper tube pops out nice. So it does. I'll get down below the leaves. It's mainly leaves are near the surface, so then it'll cast, turn over, should turn over better against the wind. Just get used to the length a bit. So you'll get a leader length or a cast length I'm happy with. Just try to get comfortable with the westerly wind. So and swing around there quite nice. Just popping the fly underneath that hanging branch there. Let it swing out. Still not seeing any fish, so it's I say it's not a bad sign. It is good to see a fish. Just to encourage to have a cast to make sure. At least you're fishing over a fish or two. If there's one, there's two. No sign of a fish at all. This is a good bit here. Just going to check my fly for a fish. Always check the fly when you're going on to a good bit. So, a wee cast under this tree here. There's a couple of trout rising in there. Oh, they're moving anyway. That'll do it, I think, and we'll go down and try the pool below with the small copper tube. I fished it earlier with the dropper, so we'll see how we got on. Okay, just the neck of this pool again. Just you see I've got the small copper tube on, and we'll try that. Try the red dibbles, you see. Just the same way, basically. Just lengthen my cast on the line anyway. Pull a yard or so at a time. And just hang it in the run. Oh, a wee dent there, but I think it was a leaf. It'll be worth checking. Making sure there's nothing on it. Yeah, there's a leaf on it. I'll take it out. Rinse it off. Back in. So no need for a cast here, we just basically hang the fly in the fast water, and you can have a wee mend, just let it swing out. And there's quite a deep run along that ledge there, so. I'm really surprised I'm not seeing a fish this time of the year. Usually always see one. The conditions are no bad, like. I'll show you this fly. This is a shield beetle. Can you see it there? Yeah, I'm in different colours. This is obviously a brown one. There you go. It's a brown shield beetle. Wee orange dot on its back. Fish really well in the Lake and Teeth. They come in olive as well. Really bright olive. They're called a shield beetle because of the shape, as you can see, the shape of a shield. Hope he's ready for flying. So anyway, we'll let you see that. We'll let him go on his merry way. Hit the bottom because I was looking at a shield beetle. Hit myself in the head with the fly. Anyway, check the fly. Fine. So anyway, there we are, a wee shield beetle. Well, just coming to an end here. I ran into this pool. Like I say, nothing happening today. Well, as you can probably hear, the wind is howling as it's been really windy all afternoon. So I fished through the pool, not a thing, not seen a fish. I should have brought my trout rod because I've seen trout rising. But anyway, heading home. So I hope you enjoyed what I've done. It's just a cast and a bit of fun for the day. At least we get out. And we'll see you next time. Obviously, hopefully conditions are a wee bit better. So anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time.